Welcome everyone to our programming internship. We are really glad to have you joining us in this new journey. And this being said, let's get it started. At any point, let me know if you can't see my screen, or if there is something with my voice, or if there is something you don't understand. Just let me know. But please keep your mic on mute while you're not talking, in order for everyone to be easier to listen to the meeting. Thank you. So this being said, the agenda for today is a short introduction from the team, then objectives of the internship, projects that we are planning to do, then an agile presentation from Alex's side. I'll go with you through Trello, just a short demo to take a look at it, and then Alex is gonna present you GitHub, and last but not least, we are gonna discuss about the next steps and questions from your side. And at any time, actually, when you have questions, just let us know, as we do not necessarily have to wait until the end. So for the introduction, I can start. So with my name, I'm Silvana. I'm originally coming from Romania, and I have worked and studied in France, in Germany, and a bit in the States. I have studied economic cybernetics, and I have worked in management consulting and in IT. And currently, I'm working as a business developer for Let's Code with Alex. So moving on, what I like to do in the free time is traveling and a lot of sports, from tennis to dancing to whatever you can imagine. And my expectations regarding this internship would be for you to develop as much as possible and be able to benefit from it as you would do from a job experience. I think this is it from my side. Who wants to join next? Maybe Alex?
Yes, I'd be happy to do that. Hi, my name is Alex, and I am originally from Romania as well. Currently, I live in the United States, and I'm a programmer by day, and I teach programming in my spare time. I have studied computer science since high school, and I have a bachelor's degree and a master's in computer science. And when I was studying for my master's, I started getting used to teaching other people, helping other people understand programming. And I've kind of loved doing that ever since then. It's very rewarding to be able to help other professionals grow. And so I've worked in a lot of different companies as a software developer, and I've had a wide variety of responsibilities, including leading, so from development to project management and leading larger projects. In my spare time, I spend a lot of time watching movies. I'm a big movie and TV series fan, as much as time allows. And my hope for this internship is that, pretty much like Silvana said, is that we can create an environment for you where you can grow and get the confidence that will help you in your coding and tech career.
Okay, thank you, Alex. So Ritesh, do you want to step in?
Yeah, so my name is Ritesh Kumar Mishra, and I'm coming from India. So my background is I've done BSc ID, that is Bachelor of Science in Information Technology. It's a 3-year course. So currently I'm working in MNC so far, and my post is like I'm currently in ERMO team, that is Enterprise Release and Management Organization. We are here to just like basically we deploy codes on go live days, real environments. And I do like taking photographs of like landscapes, nature things, and in free time I also listens to my favorite music like here, like pop kind of, and my expectations regarding this internship that I will get more exposure in programming because I loved it, and in the past time also I have done this. Currently I'm also doing it, so I thought maybe this could like give me more exposure, and I can get more clients in other countries too to work with them. So yeah, that's it for me.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah.
Gerardo?
Yeah, my name is Gerardo. I'm from Mexico originally, but I've been living in the US for a few years now. I studied software engineering, and I work at a company that makes software for the mining industry. Um, I've been doing that for a year now, and in my free time, I like to watch movies, TV series. I'm really into sports, but I mostly just play soccer and watch. I watch anything basically. And what I'm hoping to get out of this is to be able to get more comfortable with coding professionally. The position that I'm at now doesn't require as much coding, so I want to be able to get more comfortable with it so I can grow professionally as well.
That's great. Thank you.
Thank you very much, guys. Thank you. Later on, while presenting the projects that we have, you'll get to know a bit about the team that we already have, so you can know the people you're gonna work with. Okay, this being said, let's move on. So regarding some of the objectives that we have for this internship, so first of all, it's regarding the deliverables and professionalism. So for example, what we mean is we expect that once one of us says that it's going to do something, we are going to do it. If we don't know how to do something, then we ask. And right the first time means that we are doing our best to do it right the first time we are doing it, so that it doesn't need that many reviews and modifications along the way. Secondly, hard skills. So we hope that we can help you develop your level of programming languages. And additionally, you'll learn more about agile methodology, which is one of the methodologies that is mostly used nowadays in startups and also in big corporates. Last but not least, soft skills are additionally very important for us. So by soft skills, we mean teamwork and proactivity. So proactivity means that our expectation is that for anything you need, like if we have any task, then you'll come up and say you can do it, or you come up with your own ideas and your own projects. So not necessarily waiting for us to provide you something to do, but you can prove that you have your own ideas and you're able to implement along the way, of course with our help and our support. But what we want to say is that we want to see you taking the lead and implementing them and coming up with new fresh ideas. Alex, is there something else that you would like to add as well, or?
No, I think that's very good and encompassing. Again, what our goal here is to help reinforce the best skills that will get you further in your career. And that's both on the hard skill side in terms of technologies that we use and methodology, and in terms of how we work together, the informal aspects of working together as a team. Thank you.
And additionally, what we are planning to do as well is organizing maybe one session per week or so on a topic that you tell us that is really important for you and you would like to find out more. And if there are multiple people that would be interested in this, what we can do is we can organize one quick session per week in order to give you some some information about that and help you improve in that regard, being it, I don't know, a programming language or something related to soft skills or something that you are looking in corporate, like from your current job and you have challenges with. So whatever it is, it's just that we are waiting from your side to come and say, okay, I would like to learn more about this. And then from our side, then, okay, we organize ourselves and we could do this for you guys. Okay, so moving on, the two projects that we are currently working on, and we started in February with our first batch of interns, are the Let's Code with Alex website and the Kali application. So the Let's Code with Alex website, we already have a website for Let's Code with Alex, but we started a new one from scratch, and Alex is gonna tell you more about the programming languages that we are currently using. I'm just gonna go through the team very quickly. So I'm the Scrum Master. Then we have Jesse, which is product owner, but also one of our mentors. So is him the person that you can ping on Discord and can answer your question, of course, alongside with Alex. We have Monica, which is working on the design part. And we have Noka and Nicolina, who are working on the front end development. And they are coming. Noka is from Georgia, and Nicolina from Croatia. Alex, if you want to add more about the programming languages.
Thank you. Right. So currently we have a front end that we built with React in JavaScript. And we have a backend that we are building with Ruby on Rails. The backend is at a very basic stage, so there's a lot of opportunity to work to contribute there, and the front end also has a lot of activity there that will give the people who have front end experience a chance to learn new skills and contribute in terms of optimizing the code. I think that's basic. Oh, right. So there is one more thing that I want to mention about this project is we have continuous deployment, and I'm going to talk a little bit later about GitHub and how we use that. For this website, Jesse was kind enough to set up an environment where as soon as you merge to develop or to the master branch, the code will deploy to the staging or the production environments right away. We'll talk more about that in the GitHub when we talk about GitHub. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So as you can see, you have been assigned to this team mostly, and now we are going to just shortly go into our second project. And of course, if you are interested, you can join that as well. So Kali is a habit tracking app, and we have started building the prototype. On this team, we are working as well with Jesse as a product owner, and we have Nicolina and Noka on quality assurance, and Alexander as a developer. Alex as well here, if you can just shortly mention maybe some of the skills needed, hard skills needed.
Right, of course. So here we use Unity 3D for development, and this is a cross-platform 3D application development kit. It's normally used for games a lot. And here we are using this because we want to give the Kali app a feeling of being a bit surreal or a bit more important than other habit tracking apps. And so we have a 3D character, which we might switch that around. But we have a visual representation of the Kali character, which we are rendering using Unity 3D. And Unity 3D uses C# as a scripting language. When we get to the point where we have to deploy to specific platforms like iOS or Android, this project requires some understanding of the individual requirements of those mobile platforms, as well as how to deploy the deployment process to those platforms. And finally, of course, digital asset management in terms of the graphics and sounds used for this application, as well as the concept of gamification, where you take a daily process and apply gaming concepts to it in order to make it easier to track. Any questions so far about this, or anything we've covered? Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you. Moving on, Alex, if you can just shortly mention a bit about Agile.
Right, absolutely. Thank you. So, if you have done development in a corporate environment, you are probably familiar with the waterfall model, which is a pretty old project management model where you did all the planning in advance. So you did all the requirements gathering in advance, the design, and then you began implementation. And you spent a lot of time in implementation until you completed those previously gathered requirements. And then at the end of that, you showed the resulting project to the client. Now, it turns out that that's a very inflexible development methodology. And so what a bunch of really clever programmers have done is they've developed this agile methodology where the cycles of development are much shorter. So instead of waiting 6 months until you produce the project that you've gathered requirements for, you only spend 2-week cycles on iteratively developing parts of the application. So by iterative, we mean that instead of taking the whole application and developing it all at once, you make small improvements in short periods of time. Any questions so far? Does that all make sense? Now,
No questions.
Okay, cool. Thank you. Now, even with Agile project management, we have there are some different approaches. So one of the approaches is called sprint development, where you make a plan for what you're going to develop in a portion of 2 weeks. And then you go and start development, have frequent meetings with updates, and at the end of those 2 weeks, you take stock of what you've accomplished so far. We're going to use something slightly different, which is called Kanban. And in Kanban, the idea is you have a board and you have the tasks on that board, and Silvana is going to get into that in a little bit. And you have the tasks on that board, and your purpose is to move the tasks through their corresponding states. So you go from up next or from the backlog to in development, then to testing, and then to deploy. And once you're done with a task, you can go back and pick up another one. You don't have to wait to do another planning. And every developer is working sort of asynchronously. And that's where continual delivery is the sort of mentality that each person is sort of free to take their own contributions to the software from the beginning all the way to the deployment and production. This allows for a lot of flexibility, and it's really at the core of Agile methodology.
Okay, thank you very much, Alex. Then I'm just gonna go in Trello and show you exactly how we are using it. Just a moment so that I can share it with you. Okay, so let me know if you see now my Trello screen.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, perfect. So Trello is a project management tool as well, and we are using it for the projects we have. So here you can see this is for the LCWA website, and we have a similar board for the Cali app. And we have here different lists. The first one is the backlog, where we have all the tasks that we plan implementing with features or different other characteristics. You can see the labels here. Then once somebody's starting working on a feature, they're moving the task from backlog to in progress development. And then they are going through the peer review. So once you finish a task, you put it in peer review, and then it either goes to testing if it needs to be tested, either directly in done. What is important to know is, for example, when creating the task, we have here the ID. So in this case, it's ID 28. And normally, I just see it should be corresponding to this number here. Let me check another one and see what is happening. So for example, this one, and normally this is how it's supposed to be. You see here ID 32, and it's corresponding to the number there. So for example, when if I'm creating now a new feature card, then you will see that here it's 52. So I will call it ID 52. The name and ID 52. Why is this important? Is for GitHub. When we are creating a branch, then we create a branch with this whole name, so it's being easier to track it. Then what you can see additionally, let me delete this so I can archive it. The board, delete. Okay, so here what you can see is that you can allocate members. So you can decide if you're gonna work on it. Just a parenthesis, I will invite the both of you to Trello, and you can start taking a look. So you can invite people. Then what you can put labels. So we created labels for feature, bug fix, urgent task, front end, back end, and design. You can create as well your label if you consider that there is a need for one, and it helps us easily visualize what we are working on. Then what you can see is that we have here a structure of writing a task. So here is the main name. So create the objects with fields. Normally it should be shorter. It should be just one short phrase, and then we have the description. So as a developer or user, then you mention what you want and basically what would be the purpose. So I want objects with the fields that correspond to the database. So this is just shortly how we are writing tasks. And what else is important? What we are doing as well is attaching documents to the task if needed, or comments. But what we prefer is that if you have any question regarding to a task you are working on, just put your question in Discord. I think that this is it. Do you have any questions so far regarding Trello?
No, I don't.
Okay. Anyway, I just wanted to mention that after the call, I'm gonna send you some this presentation as well that we're doing, and as well some additional information where you can you can read about the rules that we have, or different good practices that we are implementing. Okay, okay. So it's pretty intuitive and easy to use. Just let us know at any point if you would have any question. And now, Alex, do you want to add something, or we go back to the presentation?
Thank you. I just wanted to reinforce that this is the Kanban board, effectively. The Kanban being the agile approach that we are using. So each of the columns is a different state for one of the tasks, and it takes you all the way from the beginning in development through coding, the task peer review, and then the deployment. And the way that we're, just like Silvana said, the way that we are writing the description of the task is based on methodology as well. Each description of a task is a user story and is written from the perspective of the user that would benefit from implementing that feature. But we'll talk more about this both in when we talk about GitHub, and along the way we will discuss each of these topics repeatedly while we actually do our work.
Okay, so now let's get back to the presentation, and I will let Alex present GitHub. So Alex, you can share your screen.
Yep. Let me go ahead and do that. Just one second, I'm trying to figure out. I know it's possible, but I forget exactly how.
Yeah.
Oh, could you stop sharing, actually, Silvana? It looks like it requires that.
Yes, I'm gonna stop share. Okay.
Okay, great. Thank you. Okay. Please tell me if you can see this.
Yes.
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, great. So, the way I'm going to show you here let's see, LCWA.
Just a question before, you guys, you've worked with GitHub before, or like what exactly did you do so far? Just so we know.
Yes, I have developed some codes over GitHub. Yeah, I've used it before.
Okay, and Gerardo?
Yeah, me as well. I've used it before.
Okay, okay.
Okay, great. So, thank you. And so here is the repository for the front end of the LCWA website project. So the repo is going to kind of have this basic structure. There's going to be a README file that's going to describe essentially how to get set up for this project. And as you go along, incidentally, as you follow this, if you feel there's additional information that should be put into the document, you can definitely open a branch and a pull request through that. Now, whenever we follow a new task from Trello, we are going to create a branch that's going to be named after the name of the task. So effectively, when you go to Trello and you open one of these tasks, up here you will see this slug, right? And so this is commonly called a slug wherever you see a string that looks like this. It is essentially a unique identifier for this task within Trello. And so we're going to copy exactly that text, that slug, and we're going to use that to name a new branch. Normally, I would recommend using the Git command line program, but if you prefer to use GitHub Desktop or some other tool to interact with GitHub, that's okay as well. So once we've created the branch, we would do our work on that particular branch. And then when the work is complete, we would open a pull request. And the pull request is going to be from your branch to master. Now, just want to make sure, do you have any questions about develop and master, the Git branches? Okay, so
No.
pretty good. Okay, cool. Just want to make sure. If you need me to go into a bit more detail about anything I'm talking about, please interrupt me, and I'll be happy to clarify. There's no expectation that you understand this. That's, in fact, the point of me presenting. At the same time, I don't want to just repeat things that you guys are familiar with. So we use a standard develop and master standard branches, and then from those, we create other branches for each of the tasks. So once the task is complete, create a pull request. Now let me show you over here in the common folder for the pull request, what we'd like to have. Oops, that's not one. Well, what we like to have is something that looks like this, like what exactly happened in this particular branch, and what should we look for in the pull request. So this is a very, very well written summary of the PR. It's just very brief headline and then 4 bullets that you can specifically look for if you look through the pull request changes. Okay, so that's the other side of the pull request is great. You can see all the changes here in this tab. That shows the files changed. And again, I'm assuming you're familiar with what pull requests are. And if that's not the case, please interrupt me and I will clarify. So normally you can request review from Jesse or myself, and only one of us needs to approve, although either one of us might have suggestions for changes. Once you create the pull request will look more like this. So this is the initial creation side, whereas this is what what the produced pull request looks like. So once somebody has the chance to review it, like let's say I have the chance to review it, I would come here and I would approve it. And then that would show up as a check mark here, and you would be able to merge first to develop and then to master. So the step after the approval is received is to merge the code from your branch to develop, which you can do from the command line or whatever tool you use to work with GitHub. And once you've done that, you can move the task from peer review into testing on Trello. And then testing means somebody will look at the development side of the website, so basically the test deployment, and will confirm that all the changes are there. And then once we confirm the changes, we can then merge the pull request to master, and that will automatically deploy to the production side of the website. And then we can move the task from testing into that. Any questions about this?
Not for now.
Okay, awesome.
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, good. Okay. And again, we will go through this in more detail while we're actually working on tasks. Okay. That's good for me. I'm going to stop sharing.
Okay, perfect. So then let me continue the presentation. So I guess now we'll go more into next steps. So I don't know if you guys are already on Discord. Are you already on Discord? I think no.
I'm not.
Okay, okay. I'm gonna share. I'm gonna share with you the link for Discord, and could you please send me your GitHub account so that I can add you on GitHub? I think you can write here in the conversation in the chat.
I don't know mine by memory. Can I email it to you?
Oh, yes, yes, sure, sure, yes. Okay, yes, definitely. We can do this and get familiarized with Trello. I'm gonna invite you. Regarding the weekly meetings, so for LCW8, our meetings are in EST time. So every time we are gonna send you an invite for a meeting, or we're gonna say an hour, it's gonna be an EST time. So that would be for Raleigh, North Carolina. So our meetings are on Tuesday and Friday at 5 a.m. EST time, which I don't know, would this work for you guys?
Yes, for me it works. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
For me, it works up until I think time changes 3 hours more because I'm only 2 hours. I'm 2 hours before, I think.
Oh,
it should work. I'm sorry. No, it should work. Yeah, it should be fine.
Okay, okay, okay. Great, great. So what we say is that in case you cannot attend the meeting, just let us know one day before and update us regarding the task you are working on, so that we know. I think that this is it. Now, if you have any questions for us, any additional questions or things that you would like to find out more and we haven't discussed so far.
I don't. But if I run into something, I'll send you as an email.
Okay.
Yeah, from my side, there is no questions. Yeah, I understood so far. What's your point? What was your point? Yes. Yeah.
Okay. 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 This is great. Then I don't know, Alex. Is there something else that you want to add on your side?
No, we're really excited to have you guys, and feel free to join us in Discord, and we'll give you access to the channels where we discuss the projects. And we'll see you at the next meeting where you get the chance to meet the rest of the team.
Yes, and additionally, in your batch now, it's gonna be another guy, Jesus. He wasn't able to join, but he will join us for the project, for the overall project. So you'll interact with him as well. Okay. Then this being said, I will send you an email with all the information, and I talk to you on Tuesday for the weekly meeting to get it started.
Okay. Yeah. Fine.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Wish you a wonderful weekend ahead.
Thank you.
Well.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
You. Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.